Oh, hi there. I'm going to talk about leather coats and jackets that you buy from high-end clothing stores. Some of them range from a few $100 to a few $1,000 if you really want to get into it. Um, my coat is a Timothy E. Um, it was made in Canada and it's older than me. My dad had it before me, gave it to me while I was in high school, and it still fits like a dream. It's made with quality leather. Um, the cuffs aren't original because for some reason he had them cut short, and he was drunk when he did it, so he had them cut too short, and then they had to add this on. Whatever, it's mostly original. It's a high quality coat, and it cost about $500 back then, so that's pretty up there. The problem is to get coats in the somewhat reasonable price range these days. They're not going to be made in Canada unless you luck out and you go to the right place. They're either going to be made in China, India, or Bangladesh. And it's slave labor, as I've discussed in other videos and things like that, but the quality isn't there. And let me tell you why. The reason this coat has lasted over 30 years, and it's not that I was particularly, gentle with it when I was in high school. I have broken the buttons off, which I am going to have mended. I'm going to have those put back on. Yeah, because I was like your average teenager. I roughhoused around and things like that. So that sort of thing happens. But getting back to the leather coats of today that are made in Asia, they don't last as long. I have an example here of one that my older brother bought. He paid $500 for it on a deal. Which, by the way, when you're buying clothing from a high-end clothing store, never buy it unless it's on a deal. But I would suggest never buying leather coats from Asia anyway. For the simple reason is it's made from dog. It's not made from cow. There's some notable differences that are obvious to me about this coat compared to that one. I will show you them in a second. Here's my brother's coat. You'll see all these. Focus, come on, focus camera. It's like ripping. It's like falling apart. Come on, focus a bit better than that. Maybe you can see there. Yeah. And this coat's only like, I don't know how old it is. I think it's like 5 years. It's a Michael Kors made in China. It was about $500. So it wasn't a cheap coat, and it was on a deal. But it's significantly lighter than my coat. My coat is heavy. And my coat, a lot older, has no chip marks in it. It has a rip mark in it when I was being clumsy. And I did tear the pocket at one point when I was running up the stairs. And it got caught on the banister and it ripped the pocket. But I had that sewed back on, so... Or not back on, but sewn back together. And it's all good. This coat is significantly lighter. You can tell the leather's inferior because dog hide is not as thick as cow hide. Cow hide is going to last a lot longer, last the rest of your life. One coat lasts your entire life. But the Michael Kors one made in China, no, not going to last the rest of your life. It isn't going to. And then you may go, well, why do they use dog? Well, for one thing, they don't have a problem eating it. So it would make sense that they would use their skin and fur to make clothing. As a matter of fact, there's that style of clothing with mostly winter coats with like the fur around it, like around the hood part of it. A lot of people have the misconception that that is actually fake fur. But as a matter of fact, it's easier and cheaper to use real fur. And it comes from one thing. It comes from dogs. And in Western society, we don't believe in killing dogs. Dogs are man's best friend. I mean, the SPCA and things like that do that, but that's not us, and that's a different reason, and I'm not going to get into that. Yeah. It's a shame, really, that you go to buy high-end clothing expecting it to be something, and it doesn't tell you exactly what it is, and maybe you're naive and you go along with it, and so many people are completely ignorant of the clothing they're wearing. Like mine's made from cow. It doesn't have the consistency of being made from dog. It doesn't come from the right time period to be made from dog. It just isn't. Now you get your the vegans, of course, who think killing any animal is just as bad as killing any other animal, and if you disagree, you're what they call a speciesist. Well, I'm a speciesist. Fine, have your way. I don't have a problem eating cow and wearing cow leather. I do have a problem wearing dog leather and eating dog. I will not do it. Okay? You don't like my answer? I don't care. It's none of your damn business what I think. You don't have to watch my video if you don't want to. Anyway, yeah, I will never buy a leather coat that is made in Asia. I had contemplated putting patches, specifically replica World War II German patches, but then I thought that will just ruin a quality leather coat. So I thought, well, maybe I'll get a cheaper one. But now I'm questioning the whole thing. Maybe I just won't even bother. I mean, it's not as if I could wear it outside anyway. But I can make a video on YouTube and talk about it. Yes, that's what I'll do. Yeah. The Asians use dog as leather because cows are not as readily available. They don't have as many of them as we do in the Western countries. Dog is the more common meat source over there. Therefore, they will use their leather instead of cow. The thing is, it is also true that just because it says it's made in Italy or France or whatever, it doesn't mean the materials don't originally come from China. Now, that's something I would question. There are certain cues and things to look for when you're buying certain clothing and certain articles of any type. And if you know how to spot them, then you're not going to get tricked. Because I believe you can still go to the right places and buy nice Italian clothing that happens to be made from animal. Like my dad has an alpaca overcoat. Wasn't cheap. It's a bit tacky. It's got big collars, so it's a little out of place in today's society. It was an old design, but it's a tough coat, and you kind of look like a mafia don wearing it or something like that. I don't know. Actually, I don't think they hurt the animal when they're making alpaca coats. I don't know though. I'm not sure on that. Have to look into that. Maybe I could Google it. Maybe Google will tell me the truth about something. Well, anyway, yeah, I see no reason this leather coat can't last me another 30 years. I'm not going to do any more roughhousing with it. It's the right thickness, right toughness. It's showing no signs of dehydration or anything like that. And I really put it through the ringer when I had it in high school. Like, I was not kind to this coat at all. And it's forgiven me. And I've resurrected it from my closet. And it's back in action. Yeah, so the point of my video is don't support clothing made in Asia. It's of inferior quality. They make it through scrupulous means, slave labor, abuse towards animals, and all sorts of things. And before the vegans start, this video isn't for you, so go away. Anyway, yeah. That's my video. So I'll see you guys later.